Hello again, students, and today we're solving multi-step equations. And this is our lesson where we finally learn the full sequence for solving any equation or inequality. And the standards we are going to focus on today are the 7EE4A again and 8EE7B. And again, I'll only have you when I pause, write those down, and we'll reference the front page for the full standard. So pause now and start copying this down for me. Welcome back, students. So our essential question is, how do we solve an equation using the distributive property, combining like terms and inverses? So we're putting all of those things we've learned in our past together, those two-step equations we just learned, as well as how to distribute and then combine like terms that we learned in the previous chapters. So how we solve any advanced equation or any multi-step equation is using these steps. So step one is the distributive property, and I have been taught to use a P to represent that in my letters. I combine the combined like term steps I break up into two parts. So I'm actually going to use two L's and realize this is unique to my math class. Any other math teacher is only going to have these two as a single L step. But I like to make you realize that first you have to get like terms on each side, and then you have to get the like terms, the variables, across the symbol. And we're talking about the variables in those like terms. And then we have our step 3 is the additive inverse, and step 4, the multiplicative inverse. And if you ask me in class, I'll tell you my Yama story and why I will constantly refer to this as P.L.A.M throughout this lesson. So again, ask me in class and I will tell you all about it. Okay, so I should probably pause for one more second here to let you copy down this problem. And this is going to be our one example, and before you freak out, it is a harder example, harder meaning longer. We're going to use these skills all at once on this problem. So pause for a second, copy that down. Okay, so now the model to show how to use these steps. So step 1 is we have to use the distributive property. And it looks like we have a distribution on the left and on the right. And we're going to do both at the same time. And I write my P there. So 5 times x is 5x plus 20. We bring straight down the minus 2x because it wasn't used. And on the right side, we distribute this 3. And that gets us 12x plus 6. And then we look, step 2 is combine like terms, but we're looking on each side first. So that's as if there was only looking at the left side. Do we have any like terms only on the left side? 5x, and remember, negative 2x, that minus 2x. So 5x minus 2x is 3x, and we bring down the plus 20. And the right side doesn't have any like terms, so we just bring those straight down. Now that second L step is for bringing the variable terms together. And you can't just shoot something through the equal sign as we've been learning. We have to use the additive inverse or the multiplicative inverse to get across that equal sign. In this step, we're trying to make this 3x become a 0. And if we're trying to make the number 0, that means we need to use the additive inverse. So 3x, what's the additive inverse of 3x? You're right, it's just minus 3x. We still have to be fair and write that on the other side. So that made a 0 there. The 20 comes straight down, equals 9x plus 6. And now you should notice this looks just like a two-step equation. So this top part was like a previous chapter's skills when we're combining algebraic expressions. And now we're solving our two-step equation here. And we're on the additive inverse step. That's going to be our minus 6. 9x equals 14. And now we're on that final step, the multiplicative inverse. And I like to show the reciprocal. 9 and 14 have nothing in common. So our answer is going to be 14/9. That's it. That's the answer. And that is how we use this full sequence of steps, this distributive property, combine like terms where we're breaking it up into two steps, first on each side, then across the symbol. Then we have the additive inverse and the multiplicative inverse. We'll write our summary in class, students, and please ask me any questions. Remember, use this question column here for anything you want to ask me through these lectures. I'll see you later.